doesn't.
Yo, yo.
Yo, what's going on?
Not much, man. What's going on? You live?
Charlamagne, we live. All right, so we here. This is NBA All-Star Sunday. So mid-season break. Technically not the middle of the season because the middle of the season is like 41 games in, so we're a little past mid-season, but we're going to give some mid-season / All-Star game grades to a few teams. A few notable teams, just talk about where we think they're at this moment, where we think they're going. And all right, so yeah, we're gonna give this a try. First of all, shout out. First of all, what did you think about All-Star Saturday yesterday?
Whew, you don't want my opinion on that, man.
I want it, man. I want the raw and uncut opinion on it.
Oh, man, that's bad, man. It's bad. I know we've been, the past few seasons, we've been real hard on the All-Star weekend, but usually it's like a portion of it. One is good, the other bad. We get a good 3-point shootout, bad dunk competition, or vice versa. Yesterday, I took nothing from that. I ain't like nothing, man. I watched I actually suffered through it all day, from the celebrities stuff to the talent show. It was a terrible day for basketball, All-Star weekend.
Did any of the were you impressed by any of the dunks?
I don't even feel like talking about any of those dunks, man. That's how impressed I was with those dunks.
I like the one Nance Jones, the double off the backboard twice.
Yeah, it was notable. It was notable. It was. I feel like that was unique. It was good, but if you put that, see, I'm stuck in the past, man. If you put that with any of the good dunk competitions, you don't even got to go that far back. Put that with Levine and Gordon.
Definitely.
That would be like the 10th best dunk of that night. So it's crazy, right, man. I thought Oladipo would bring it. He failed. It was bad, man. It was bad.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. All right, so on to these NBA midseason grades. We'll try to share this couple places. All right, so we're gonna start at A+, and we're gonna work our way down. So, do you have any teams that you feel as though deserve an A+ at this point in the season?
Me, man, I only got one team in mind for me. That's that I would, and it's I don't want to give them an A+, but I feel like they deserve it. It's only one team, and surprisingly, it ain't the Warriors, baby. It's the Rockets, man. That's the only team I would give my A+ to at this moment, from keeping it consistent all season. Just keeping it moving forward. They ain't getting hit heavy by no injuries. They balling out, man, and at this very moment they still balling out. So I didn't expect it from them, but they definitely get the A+ from me. How about you?
I actually have the Rockets at it. I didn't put nobody for an A+. I feel like that's too close to perfect. Rockets definitely have a couple of things that they need to work on at this point, which they haven't really. The whole team hasn't been at 100% for a good majority of the season. You had Paul out for a while, and then Harden missed some time, and even Gordon. So I think when they do all come together, like as one, they do play well. They're second in the league in points per game. You would think they would move the ball around a little bit better. They're only 22nd in assists per game, which was surprising when you think about it. And also, of course, with that being the D'Antoni team, they're going to have their defensive skeletons, their defensive demons that they're fighting. So, but they are fourth in steals, but they're not the best rebounding team. They're like the middle of the league in rebounding.
Yeah.
Like the middle of the league in blocks. Which of course without the rebound, it's hard to be a good team to get you second chance points. And they really don't have a deep bench. They're like around towards the bottom of the league, and bench points per game. About 30 points a game off the bench. But they're definitely doing very well. They have beat the Warriors twice this year.
Yeah.
I think 2-1 against the Warriors. Most of their losses are against teams in their conference, but there's only really 2 losses. They lost against the Thunder and the Warriors. That's the only one that they have a chance to run into in the playoffs.
Right.
But I definitely think they have what it takes to maintain that number 1 seed. The Warriors are right behind them, though.
Yeah, they are, man. Yeah, you know what you're gonna get with the Warriors. It's just it's a whole different animal. But them. I know you just talked about Houston bench. The Warriors. That's the only thing I'm concerned about is the Warriors bench. A lot of their bench.
Mm-hmm.
It's still pretty much the same bench. But they're not really performing down the stretch like they should, holding them in the games. But sometimes they they do their thing, but against the better teams, I've seen them collapse a few times. I've seen
Right.
them
So, do
collapse.
you have anybody for just an A?
I would probably
Anybody get to
that's it. I had the Rockets at A+, and I had the Warriors at an A. I didn't want to keep them equal because I feel that's probably the only reason I put the Rockets ahead because I feel like these two teams have been the class right now, the class of the league. So I had them. I struggled with about to put both of them at A, but I feel like the Rockets. Maybe I give them I'm gonna keep the Rockets at A+. I feel like they deserve it. With the consistency they on a. I mean, look at them right now, man. 10-game winning streak. It's just they balling out, man. I mean, I didn't like I said I didn't see it. With that style of play. I'm not a fan of D'Antoni and his offense, especially his defense, actually. But they making it work, man. They making it work.
I think the Warriors bench is a little bit deeper than the Rockets. They well, as far as points per game and net rating, they do a little bit better. But the Warriors, like, they're only a half a game behind the Rockets. You gotta look at it. They're at the top of the league in points per game, assists per game. They move the ball like there's like 70% of their points come off of assists. They're first in blocks, surprisingly. Um, Field goal percentage, free throw percentage. The one thing that does hurt them is turnovers and points off turnovers, of course, for their opponents. That's one thing a lot of times when you watch the Warriors, I think a lot of times they come out as though the game is already won. They take a lot of nights off.
Right.
It's visible. Then the whole thing with Kerr letting them coach themselves sometimes.
Yeah.
I think they ego trip a lot.
They say
I don't think they're going to do it when it's time to really clamp down and get serious, but stuff like that can hurt you in the standings, especially when it comes to trying to get home court advantage throughout the entire playoffs.
they tried to sell it as that's a way to, that was a way to wake the team up because the team been a little sleep. Me personally, I don't know where they stand at right now. I don't know if it's like I feel like the Warriors is unstoppable, but the last few weeks have been showing me I don't know. Maybe they are, running into a little bit of a wall, but I'm going to wait till after the All-Star weekend to see how it plays out. But I don't know taking off on their own, or are they really tired? Like, are they really crashing because they tired, or is it that maybe they just feel like we cruising into the All-Star weekend, so we just gonna ride it out. They're gonna maintain their spot. I don't think they really fear the Rockets are gonna maintain the number 1 spot. So we're gonna see with that.
So I didn't have anybody for an A minus. B plus.
B plus. I got nobody at B plus.
Okay. I gave the Raptors a B plus.
Mm.
Um, they have the best record in the East. They're third in the league points per game, second in blocks per game, fifth in turnovers per game, a little bit over 13. They're fifth in fast break points, and they have a lot of hustle plays per game. They're like fourth in the league in deflections per game, which is major. They're getting their hands in the lane. Um, they're good at causing turnovers, and they're good in the paint. They're pretty good in the paint, which you would think with Lowry and DeRozan that they really don't have a lot of paint points, but they're like fifth in the league in points in the paint, and they're pretty good at the line also. I think the East. I mean, of course, now everybody's probably scared of the Cavs at this point, or at least worried a little bit. But I think the East is the Raptors to lose.
I don't. I mean, at this moment, with the record showing, yeah, definitely is theirs to lose. But I, I mean, personally, even if the Cavs, I mean, I'm one of the guys. Even if the Cavs didn't make these moves, I believe in LeBron. I gave LeBron a hard time, sometimes, but the LeBron James factor. If you got LeBron James on your team, man, I really don't care. You could put 3, 4 dumpsters, or next to the man, and he going to carry in the East. He gonna carry him. He gonna carry him to the finals, man. So the Raptors don't have nothing for him. I don't see them being able to stop that. And with these moves they made, the Cavs, will probably definitely unseat them. But right now, I got them at a B. I got the Raptors sitting at a B. That's good enough for them. I'm not a fan of them. We see how it plays out coming down the stretch. But I think I got the Raptors and the Celtics sitting at a B right now for myself. That's my B
Okay,
teams. And who else I had? You go ahead.
I gave the Celtics a B. They started off on fire even after losing Hayward, and they feel like they kind of hit a wall. Excuse me, these last couple of weeks. They are dealing with a lot of injuries. Kyrie's missed some time. Marcus Smart has missed some time, and but they're pretty good. They're a pretty good defensive team. I think a little better defensively than what was expected. Um, but they're definitely better off than they were last year with IT4, and
Yeah,
yeah, I have them right now to B minus. They're the second seed in the East, but they don't score a lot. They're like 25th in points per game
yeah.
in the league, 25th out of 30. So
But
that's
but
just a testament of how good they've been defensively.
I mean, yeah, when you play lockdown defense like that, like they play, which I mean, they ain't getting it from Kyrie. Let's be real, Kyrie. His defensive rating is masked by the rest of that team defense. Consistently, Boston always gonna be, top 5 in defense. The way they play basketball was smart. Even Rozier, and they like you look at their whole starting five. Their whole starting five is, I think, in the top 15 in defensive rating in all NBA. I think the whole starting five in defensive rating. So that's they. I mean, it's the team. Defense. It's crazy because it's like how the Celtics was. With under Doc. The championship year. It's the team defense. You don't expect You ain't expect Ray Allen or Paul Pierce to be lockdown defenders. 1-on-one. Or defensive player of the years. But when they came together, all five, Rondo and all of they played great team defense. And my man, he getting it out of the new Celtics the same way. And Kyrie a willing defender. He not a great defender. He willing. He can stay in front of some people. but that's not going to carry them in the playoffs. It's going to carry them through the regular season.
This is how great.
I don't think it's going to help them. It's going to do them any good in the playoffs.
This is how great their lockdown defense, half court lockdown defense is. The Celtics are actually at the bottom of the league in fast break points and points off turnovers. So they don't get a lot of points.
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I can't hear you.
I don't know what happened here. But yeah, the Celtics they don't get a lot of points off fast break points and points off turnovers, but they do. Let me see if I can add them back here. But they just do pretty much half court lockdown defense, and that's the majority of the reason why they've been able to be so successful this season. Let's see if we can add DZ back.
I'm back. All right, yeah, you sound went out, and I ain't know if my sound went out too. I was going to rejoin, but
yeah, I was just saying how the Celtics don't get a lot of points off turnovers and fast break points, so they pretty much just been able to lock down teams in their half court set.
Yeah,
which is majority of the reason why they've been able to be so successful.
and I mean they split 5-5 in the last 10 games, man. Like they ain't did that all season, so it got me wondering, what kind of team are they going to be second half, especially that got to be intimidating to have the Cavs come into your home, on a special night and do what they did to them, man. Like that, that
with a
kind
new
of
look team at that.
With a new look team, like that kind of loss, man, that could do something to you. That could do something to a team mental. Like I'm where I got my eye on the Celtics. Like I said, I got them, where I got them at B minus. I think I do, or did I have them B or B? No, B. I got the Celtics at, and I'm gonna keep an eye on them, man, because they, I feel like if I had to pick right now, I think they're going down. Like they're on a downward spiral. Not heavy, but they making a move downward. But
All right, so how about C plus?
well, I'm torn with this one because I'm trying to figure out where I want to put Minnesota and that's they my boys. They near and dear. So I'm trying not to be biased. So, but I got to put them at a B minus. So that's where I had Minnesota. They scratching the surface between C plus and a B minus. But the Spurs, I got them at C plus. I have OKC at a C plus, and that's due to future references. I know they really don't belong there for what they've done all season, but the talent there is undeniable, and I feel like they getting it together. So that's why I'm putting them there. I have the Cavs at a C plus. That's strictly due to these moves that I'm putting in there. They would not be at a C plus. Nowhere. They probably would be at a C minus if I had to, maybe. If it wasn't for the moves and me factoring in, to what they're gonna do in the future after the All-Star break. But that's the only reason why they're there. So I got a lot of teams at C plus.
I have the Spurs at a C plus. I had the majority of the reason I did that was solely based off of the fact that they without their MVP, and they've been able to keep in the top half of the Western Conference, the top 25% actually. They're like the third or fourth seed in the West right now. And like I said, they've been able to do this all without Kawhi. There, once again, it's been a defensive thing, which mostly I think they took like 1 year off where they were more offensive minded team a few years ago. But you get the same thing with them. Um, they're actually 27th in the league in points per game, but they have a plus 3 point differential, which is sixth in the league, which is a testament of their defense. They're ninth in rebounding, third in blocks. They're like the middle of the league in field goal percentage, but when you're playing, that good of a defense, that really doesn't matter. They're like fifth in the league in overall net rating. And I don't know what the deal is with Kawhi. I hear now there's some issues with him in front office, him and the trainers, which this I often think about how trainers and like coaching staff don't get enough credit or the blame for a single player's success or lack of success. If you think about the Tracy McGrady's and Grant Hills of our times, like the trainers that they had, how much are they to get to the blame of what happened to them?
Right.
Do we ever think about if they had better training staff?
Yeah.
Better coaching, like would they turn out how they do? And I think that's what Kawhi is in fear of right now. So I don't know what's going to happen there, but they have been able to play, pretty decent basketball without their MVP, which is good. Pop is the GOAT.
Yeah.
And they always going to be there as long as he's the coach.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you know where they're going to stand. They're not going to be out. They talking about they fearing like could the streak be over, man? Could is San Antonio going to get to that 50 win season? I feel like it's going to happen. Me personally, I can't see it not. But without Kawhi, man, they're not perfect. But I like them. I
They
like their
have
chances.
lost 3 in a row.
Yeah, I like their chances. At, still maintaining that. I don't see them going no lower than the fifth spot. I think that's where they might end up. Honestly, I I see OKC moving into the spot where they are. I didn't see that in the beginning of the season, obviously, because the way they were playing. But OKC, I really see a lot from them. But that's Barn. They got to do something. They got to replace Roberson, man, because that was a big hit. We not. I ain't really discussed injuries, but getting somebody to replace, that Roberson in that rotation, that's gonna make a big difference. I don't know where they would go with it personally because they ain't make any moves in the trade deadline, and as far as the buyouts, they haven't made they haven't got anybody off of buyout. But going into the playoffs, I expect to see more players getting bought out, or however they're gonna play that. I'm hearing my guys, the Timberwolves. I'm hearing they might think about buying out Shabazz Muhammad and if they buy him out, who knows where he could go. He's tough, he a tough player. So if they can get somebody like that, not maybe him exactly, but he could help a playoff team, on the bench.
I think he'll be a good addition to the Thunder.
Yeah, so
If they were to look. So how about where do you have the Cleveland Cavaliers at this point?
Where do I have them? Grade wise, or
Grade wise.
grade wise, I told you I had them. I got the Cavs at a C plus. I didn't want to put them at a C plus.
Oh.
I originally had them at a C, but the past few weeks, I'm a victim of the moment. Like it's what they needed, man. Youth. The way Tyronn Lue set that team up. He set the team up, and it's sad because it's bad. Like he shouldn't have really did it that way. He set the team up strictly to play the Warriors, and I don't know why you would do that when the league is kind of transitioning back into the big man era. So a lot of teams have been taking advantage of the Cavs. That small lineup. Tristan Thompson is not a center. He's not even a real, traditional power forward because, he gives you nothing on offense, and
Mm.
and lately he ain't even been himself, on the boards. Kevin Love, he's not a center. He's gonna give you major offense. He's gonna give you the boards, but he's gonna lack on defense. They interior defense have been terrible all season long, but you can mask that when you have wing players and and guard play that's running. That's running gun. Who wants to do which he's never been able to with that old team that they had this year. You got a team that's was playing with an old D Wade, a a slow Jay Crowder, a banged up Isaiah Thomas, a banged up Derrick Rose, old Derrick Rose at that. They not running and gun on nobody. They old. You got like, come on, man. It looked like it looked like the ER in there they was playing with. So now that they transitioned and got picked up G Hill, who's he's getting up there in age. He's a veteran, but he's athletic. He plays hard defense. He's a big point guard. You got Clarkson, young, hungry athlete. He gonna run. You seen it so far. You got Nance, who basically is like kind of like a mirror of what Tristan Thompson once was, full of energy. You know,
Mm.
so and you got the shooter they needed. A wing shooter that's just lights up. This, I mean, think about it this way: Rodney Hood played the way he played, and had a, and played that way with Utah Jazz. Utah Jazz does not have a star caliber player, you know, so it's pretty much on him. They know he's going to get the ball. They know Rubio ain't shooting. Rubio can't shoot to save his life. You know, like who do you got? So you got defenders collapsing on him, and he did what he did in Utah. Playing with LeBron James, Hood, man, this dude he gonna get so many open looks, as you see. He probably never seen so many open looks in his life, and it's just gonna get better, man. Like I don't want to praise the Cavs like that, because I got to see more. But I'm a fan of what they done. I'm definitely a fan. We'll see how it play out.
Do you agree with the notion that they just changed from an offensive to a defensive team?
Nah, I don't think that. I don't think they defensive, at all. Actually, I don't think anything changed. Like I said, it's just when you got those when they had those old players in there, man. Dudes could just come in on them, and pretty much like that interior was like it was like lunch meat down there. You know what I mean? So if somebody got a big or or a nice wing that could get aggressive, it's like open market down in and LeBron. Let's not take it off of LeBron. LeBron, I don't know, for some reason you notice with LeBron when he playing with somebody he don't like or he's not happy, he don't play defense. And you know what kind of defender LeBron James is, and he can be. When he's playing with somebody that he's not a fan of, Isaiah Thomas, you can tell he just wasn't a fan of it. He didn't play defense. It's like I don't know if he's trying to prove something, but now all of a sudden he got his wing players, he got his players that he like, he got his Robins. Like G Hill came right in there and said, we a bunch of Robins playing with Batman. We know where we stand. Those other dudes that like D Wade, you think D Wade want to be a Robin? You think D Rose? These is MVP caliber players 10 years ago. It. He feels he's an MVP. He was an MVP candidate last year. They feel like they are, LeBron's equal, and they ain't. Ain't nobody in the league LeBron equal. You know, I don't care if you bring up Steph Curry, Kevin Durant. No, there's nobody equal to LeBron James in the league. You might be a notch below him, but ain't nobody equal. And then damn sure wasn't nobody on the Cavs. But I don't see them being defenders now. It's they just gonna do what they do. And it's going to transition better, and they're gonna move around better. But I don't think they're not gonna turn into this magical defensive locked up team. Nah.
I know you said you gave the Thunder, I think, a C plus.
Yeah, C plus.
I have them at a C, but I do think they're getting it together. I like what I've seen from them these past couple weeks. Um, They're currently fifth in the West. They struggled to stay over 500 for a majority of the year. But if you look at it, they have a team full of hustlers. They get all the hustle points in the game. They're first in the league in steals at over 9 a game. They're first in second chance points, first in deflections, and first in loose balls. Loose balls got per game. But like those are the scrappy things that don't really show up on the stat sheet, but are the things that that are going to bring you wins. And I think they're going to be a headache for either the Rockets or the Warriors come playoff time.
Hell yeah. I mean, personally, I can't see them. I mean, I can't see them, taking the Warriors out. I can't see. I don't think they're ready for the Warriors, in a playoff setting. But the Rockets, I would favor that game OKC. If they played the Rockets right now or later in the playoffs, I would favor OKC. Me personally, like in a 7-game series, I would favor OKC with the way they set up because Russell Westbrook would be, Chris CP is who he is, but Westbrook is a beast. But one thing about him and it's mental with him with Golden State. He won't be playing, and he won't be in his head against Houston. He would play ball how he's supposed to play ball. He would do his thing, take care of play team basketball. When it comes to the playing against the Warriors, it's personal. It was already personal with him and Steph Curry. I wouldn't say they don't like each other, but I think they're one of those players. They like opposites. It's like opposites attract. Steph not the best athlete. Steph not the biggest, but he's a lights out shooter. He's straight finesse. He a savage he like a savage in a soft way. Westbrook is a savage and he just if you look up aggressive in the league in the dictionary, that's you're gonna see Russell Westbrook name. Like that's just what he do. He hustle, he scrap. He the reason why you gave all those like hustle plays and loose balls you were talking about, like that's a testament partly because of Russell Westbrook and PG, but if he played against the Warriors in the series, I'm just scared he gonna do what he been doing, play one-on-one basketball, and if you do that, you're not beating the Warriors. As simple as that, you're not beating the Warriors playing one-on-one.
They haven't looked bad against them this year so far. So we'll see.
What you said? I didn't hear that. What you say?
Is there any other team that you wanted to drop a C or a C minus on? Any more notable teams?
Yeah, I got a couple C's and a C minus. C, I got it's hard. It's tough now because it's tough to justify it, but got to go by what they've been doing all season. I got the Washington Wizards at a C. I got the Wizards and one more team. Where we at with the C's? Let me see. I think I had the Wizards and Indiana. I had them Indiana at a C. And honestly, I struggle with this. I almost didn't put Indiana as a C. They overachieving, and I kind of want to take a point away from them for that. Because I'm still thinking about what I feel they're going to continue to do. But I let them sit there at that C. But as far as C minus, I got a lot of C minus teams. I don't know if you said who your C minuses are. My C minus teams, I got Milwaukee. I got you know what? It's pretty much the rest, man. As far as the rest of the playoff teams currently, I would have Milwaukee. I got Philadelphia. I got Miami barely on the thread at C. I
gave Miami a D.
Give Miami a D.
I gave Miami a D. Just mainly for the simple fact of inconsistency.
Yeah.
Throughout the year, they really haven't been consistent. I know Whiteside has been hurt a lot, but the Heat really have lacked consistency this year. The Sixers, I gave a C, because I feel like at this point they might have over exceeded our expectations. Like we expected them not to be the worst team in the league, but we knew they were going to be better. But I didn't think at this point they would be holding down the seventh seed in the East. And this is not the same East of a few years ago where you can be a 6 seed and under 500. Like currently all 8 of the playoff teams have an over 500 record. The Sixers are currently at 30-25, but they also have injury problems. Embiid's still not really playing back to backs, which has probably hurt them. JJ Redick has been hurt a little bit, and a little bit of inconsistency from Ben Simmons, but he's still learning. But I do think they're a little bit above what I thought they would be at this point. So I gave them a C.
I like the Sixers too. I like the Sixers a lot. It took a lot not to give them a C for me, But I missed a few C teams. I almost forgot. I got the Clippers at a C, and I know this might surprise you. I had the Clippers at a C, and I had Portland, and I had Portland at a C. I forgot about that, because they're not playoffs. Currently the Clippers sitting out of the playoff spot, but I like what they've been. With the team they got, it's hard to call. Keep them out of that, man. Like with the team they got and what they've been dealt, they've been playing ball, and plus, coaching. I like Doc. I like Portland at C. It's just that's a lot of talent on that team. I think they're gonna move up. The West is close. That's what had me confused for a second because the West, them last 5 spots is like 1 game, 2 games out, all 5 spots, man. So yeah, Portland and Clippers I had a C. All the rest of the playoff teams I had a C minus. That would be New Orleans, Denver, Sixers, and Miami I had a C minus, and Milwaukee.
Yeah, there's only like a 2.5 game gap between the 5th seed and the 10th seed in the West.
Yeah, that's crazy.
2.5 games.
That's crazy.
I really don't think the Clippers are going to do much. Do you think they've gotten better with the Blake Griffin trade?
I think they have, because of, excuse me. I think they have because they, it's like, they allow more team ball. I think they're gonna play a lot more team ball. Blake can Blake can hog the ball a little bit. And he don't mean it because he the best player, but Blake, that's not needed in the Doc Rivers offense and the Doc Rivers team. You don't need that from your power forward spot. Even when he played with Chris Paul, he kind of demanded the ball a lot. But I'm not saying it didn't work. I think they would have had a shot at the playoffs with Blake. But now, it allows everybody to, play their game within themselves and within the offense and the defense. And they still maintain, D Jordan. So with him in the middle, you always got a shot. Lou Williams playing ball, he balling out, and it's just they got a lot going on.
Yeah, where has this came from with Lou? This surge from Lou. It's like he found the fountain of youth out there.
Yeah, man. He looking like that high school player the Sixers drafted right now. But
definitely.
But don't sleep on Tobias Harris, man. I said that last year, even in Detroit, it didn't work out for him in Detroit. He did good, but with the Clippers, don't sleep on that move, man. That's a lot. That's a big move for them too. With him, and Lou, D Jordan. I don't know. We're gonna revisit that later though, but I feel like they're gonna steal one of those West spots.
What grade did you give the Pelicans a grade?
Yeah, I had them at C minus too. But truth be told, if I was like, I'm giving them benefit of the doubt because I have no faith in them now. But we're gonna judge it off of what they accomplished all season, and they I feel like they should have been better, but I'm not going to dish them and go to a D minus. You know, I feel
They've
like
been able to keep their head above water a little bit without Boogie so far.
I mean, that's a good pickup. You know, them getting Meritic, Nikolai Meritic. Like that was a good pickup last minute. You know, at the trade deadline. So that he's no Boogie, but you know he can hold his own both ways
Right.
too. You know, and mentioning the Sixers, I never got a chance to dig in on the Sixers at the C minus spot, which they could easily be a C for me too. Sixers, I like the Sixers a lot, man. Like you almost wish, man, you know, like I wish they had Markelle Fultz. I don't know what is going on with that. Like, what is up with like? How do you forget how to shoot? Like,
That is by far the weirdest story I've ever
yeah,
heard in professional basketball. By far.
this like you forget how to shoot the ball. You've been shooting the ball the
Like,
same
did you
way.
suffer a head injury?
For,
Like, there must be some undisclosed head injury.
yo,
Like,
like
how do you get amnesia on shooting?
yeah, like I'm getting. I done seen jokes online. They talking about the Monster stole his powers. They talking about the Men in Black came and you know hit him with the flash and beam light. Man, they talking about oh man, It's like they it's crazy, man. Like I never heard of it, man. You can't do nothing but joke, man. You got shooting coaches, like literally, you got professional shooting coaches that been doing this their whole life that say they've never heard of it. They've never seen anything like this. Like it got to be mental. Like the only thing they can say is it's mental. Like, but even that, even with that said, like how do you mentally just break down and forget? And it's ugly. It's not like a little, you know, it's not like a small glitch. It's a big glitch in the shot. Like that's terrible, man. Like I don't even know how that's
Mm.
possible. But with that said, I like Bellinelli. I like that pickup. You know, getting Bellinelli up last, you know, after the buyout and getting him from waivers.
Mm-hmm. So, any notable D's on your list there?
Notable D's. My only D plus, which is sad because you shouldn't have no D plus, but my only D plus, well, no, I got two D pluses, and that's Detroit. I got Detroit at a D plus, and I got Utah at a D plus. Utah could easily be C. C. I'm just not a fan of them, and I don't believe in them. I don't think they stand a chance. I'm not a fan of Ricky Rubio. I don't care how many games they in
What
this.
about the 11th game winning streak?
I know,
You're
I
not
know.
sold on the 11 games?
I'm not sold, man. 11 games straight they won, and I still don't believe in them. I don't believe in them one bit. I'm sorry, I can't buy it. You know, it's hard to it's hard to justify a D plus. I understand. I know people y'all not gonna agree with me with that with Utah. It's a lot of Utah fans. I know a few Utah fans myself, but I maybe it's just me. I gotta see it,
I
man.
actually have them at a D also, but I do think if we were to do this again in a week or two, that the grade would be better.
All right,
Like currently, from what we've seen so far this season and where we stand now, I do have them at a D.
right, right.
But I don't know, man. 11 games in a row, and they've looked great in those wins. Like they've looked great.
Listen, I will be the first to say this. They could easily be a B minus C plus team with the way they played. This is my personal opinion with this. Like I just don't believe in them. You know, I really don't. I really don't believe in Utah. I ain't buy. I haven't bought one every time they win against a big team, whether it's the Celtics or the Warriors. Each time I'm like, okay, well they took the night off. You know, like I don't believe in that team, man. So, but as far as D's, I got a few D's. I got the Lakers at a D.
I have the Lakers at a D also.
I keep the Lakers at a D. I got Chicago at a D. I got Charlotte at a D. I got New York. I got the Knicks at a D. And needless to say, that's what wraps my D's up. You know, harsh as it is, you know where everybody else stand with me. You know, I know we didn't intend to get you know, if you're watching, we didn't intend to even grade this far, but we just decided to keep it going. We didn't intend to grade this far down the line
Right.
as far as the teams, but being that they there,
I'm gonna give the Nets. I'm gonna give the Nets a D because the Nets are actually better than what I thought they would be at this point. Also,
yeah,
remember when the Cavs made the trade with the Celtics and the Cavs ended up getting the Celtics picks, which is the Nets, and everybody was saying, well, the Cavs are going to get another number 1, number 2 pick.
yeah,
It might not turn out that way.
it might not.
The Nets, they're not good by any means, but they're not as terrible as we all thought they would be.
But it's funny though.
So,
It's funny though. Even with that said, I just found out, and I didn't know this. The last few times when the Cavs got the number 1 pick, they didn't pick. They didn't originally like they unseated somebody or something. They was saying something. But I gotta look into it. But somebody was telling me that the last few times they weren't supposed to pick number 1. They just they kind of got lucky in the lottery in the draw. But so you never.
yeah, that's where the conspiracy theories came from.
Yeah. So magically, all of a sudden they get
Conspiracy to get LeBron back in Cleveland.
side notes.
That's how they got on the pick. But
Side
yeah,
notes.
I think. What'd you
Anthony
say?
Bennett, like how do you? I know you can't justify anybody else that pick, because it's really nobody else to pick there. But that got to be the worst pick I ever seen. We ain't even got to get into it. That got to be the worst pick ever. Maybe that might be the worst number 1 overall pick ever. But
Oliver Candy.
Oliver Candy played about what Oliver Candy and Oliver Candy lasted. Candyman lasted about 10 years in the league almost.
Yeah, he lasted. He definitely lasted. You might be right. You could be right. He definitely not better than Kwame, man. Kwame don't get enough credit.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Kwame.
I don't think my man Kwame get enough credit.
Kwame, man. Kwame. That's terrible. And plus, I'm gonna get
Greg Oden.
Even besides that, even besides the Kwame Brown, not playing good, he came out of high school, so that was like a hit and miss anyway. This Bennett, man, like you can't last. Like how many years did he play in the league? Did he make any rosters? Did he ever start? Like did he? At least Kwame started. Olo Candy started. Greg Oden, he was promising until he got hurt. But, that was a side note, man. That was a side note. We had to get into it a little bit.
So, notable Fs, I want to say, of course, Dallas Mavericks. I think they will at least be fighting for an eighth seed at this point. I don't know what's going on there. But I will be going to go see them when they come local in April. But I have to go see Dirk for his last go around. But yeah, I thought they would be at least fighting for an 8 at this point. Kind of salty. Orlando and Atlanta. Everybody knew Atlanta wasn't going to be much. They just pretty much depleted. And
my worst F is I give a double F to the Phoenix, man. That's the only one I give 2 Fs to Phoenix. Like they stink. Period. Listen. They got one of the best young players in the league, but they as a team they stink. The Suns stink. Devin Booker is a gun.
All the bottom of the league teams are like they're not that far away from each other. It's like what we said about the 5th to 10th seed.
Yeah.
The worst, all the worst teams have at least 18 wins. Nobody has under 18 wins. Like they're all 18, 19 win teams. Those teams at the bottom.
Yeah.
So they're not far off from each other. They're just all in a bunch together. But that's it. That's it for our midseason grades. We're gonna get ready for this All-Star game tonight. Hopefully it's any good. I don't have any faith in that.
Oh man, but, I hope so.
But yeah, this is where we at with it for the middle of the season. And once again, y'all on Compete Street. I am TD Berry with DZ.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Bad Money in the cut.
We see you, Bad. We see you.
Y'all be cool. How y'all be cool?
Yo, cuz, what's going on, cuz?